tryout begin? I want somebody to give me that answer. Somebody, speak up. When you woke up this morning, when else? When you started training, young men, your tryout started when you took your first breath.
Welcome to another episode of a different basketball podcast. My name is Jordan Mount. Today we're joined by President and General Manager of the Syracuse Stallions, Mike Sugamosto. Before we get to our interview with Mike, I want to thank all our sponsorships. 7 Energy TBL Combine Series is coming up here soon. The combine dates have been posted and registration is available on the basketballleague.net. This is where players can get discovered and earn opportunities to play professionally and further their careers. But without further ado, Mike, man, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited. I've been watching these, so I'm happy you asked me to get on. I'm excited.
Well, you're one of 5 people that have been watching them. No, I'm kidding. But you, my mom, Magley, and that's, maybe like me and like one of my friends.
We'll get some people on this.
We'll get some people going, man. So I guess this is kind of twofold. Welcome to the league, first and foremost, and then welcome to the show as well. And you had a birthday on Monday.
I did.
Yeah.
It was a great day.
This is a great week. Evelyn Magley's birthday was Tuesday. So yeah, this is rolling, man. We're getting it going.
Excited. That's great.
But no, so you're 27, is that right?
27. Yep.
What's been your favorite or your most memorable accomplishment so far in your life? I know you got a little bit of time to reflect over quarantine, but I know coming out tough.
That made me think on this one. I'd say where we're at now is a business. Life obviously has been great. I have no complaints. Been able to achieve some things along the way that I didn't have planned. But as a whole, I look at our team and what we've been able to provide. Jobs for guys continuing their careers, jobs for people in our community to continue working and into something different. So that's been my biggest achievement. I love what we do. I love what we provide for people. And I'm with that. I'm all in. I bleed Stallions blue for sure.
So just a little background: the Syracuse Stallions is a new team in TBL. It's they just joined this year. They'll start playing next season. You guys play in the ABA, is that correct?
Yep, 2 seasons.
Okay. We just talked literally like 5 seconds ago. So not only does Syracuse, the team, they don't just provide players opportunities to further their careers, but they're providing sales reps. They're providing, people that are just wanting to get involved with sports. Talk a little bit about helping those people out.
I really never have too many connections. I found ourselves, our front office, reaching a plateau where we weren't making enough connections. So we're extremely excited to have hired 5 new people. 1 as our manager of corporate sales, and then 4 new sales reps that can really hit the ground running for us and help us, fund us. Basically, local businesses will help fund us and get some advertising in return, and that can make our potential skyrocket and having the funds to do what we need to do and make a product we want to have.
No, I think that's great. What do you think? So, you guys are a college town. I would consider Syracuse a college town. Do you feel like you compete a little bit with Syracuse University or no?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you, we in year 1 of our season, we did not draw well when Syracuse played. We were new. We were doubted from the beginning. We kind of just embraced the hate and said, hey, we're going to go with our product and stick to what we know, and make this something that we want to see happen. And fans bought into it. But going into year 2, whenever Syracuse would play and we played, we had good crowds. We would do some promotions that would draw people in. We'd have kids night. An owner would sponsor all the entry for the kids. And we had multiple sellouts when Syracuse played. So we're getting there. The one nice thing about the TBL is that our season begins as theirs is coming to an end. So we won't have to worry about that competition, I guess you would say. At the end of the day, we support Syracuse basketball, and we've had Syracuse basketball players come to our game. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship that we have with them.
No, I think that's great. I'm not too familiar with Syracuse itself, but NCAA 2009, I think they had a basketball video game. I was maybe like 11 or 12, and I used to play with Syracuse all the time.
Yeah.
Are you a big Syracuse fan yourself or no?
I didn't get into it till 2003, the year they won the title. I grew up in a very European household. Was it? And I discovered basketball from my elementary coach because I was tall. So that's when I really got into it. I started following Cuse from '03 on, and it like right away they won a championship. So I was like, all right, we're the best team in the world. We'll never lose from here on out. So throughout the years, I became a season ticket holder, and then I got into collegiate coaching, which interfered. So I still support Cuse, men's, women's. Boeheim's Army is awesome right now to see. Yeah, Cuse is my team.
Yeah, they took down my Minamaki squad yesterday. I'm a little upset. I'm a little upset.
Sorry about that.
It hurts, man. That Dievendorf is really good.
Dievendorf's tough.
He's a tough player.
We just we did an event with featuring him for a staff of a school district that I used to work for. Their custodian was diagnosed with ALS, so we did a fundraiser for him. And our team got to play against former Cuse players such as Dievendorf, Ryan Blackwell, their coach of Boeheim's Army, Preston Hurt, and then just a bunch of staff scattered throughout. He got it for sure.
He's just a competitor, man. He's got like that junkyard dog. I'm gonna take you off the dribble, and he took Isaac Hawes to the rim, and Isaac Hawes is like 7'3", and he's huge. I've been to his house. This guy's, he's huge.
Yeah, but you can tell he's huge for sure. I couldn't imagine in person.
I wish I had that height, man. If I had that height, I wouldn't be doing this podcast.
You wouldn't be sitting in that chair.
Exactly. My ceilings would be a little bit higher, but anyways, let's talk a little bit Syracuse Stallions, a little bit more. What do you feel like your brand image is? What value are you bringing to the community? TBL is huge in community. What value are you guys bringing, and what's that image for you?
That's where we match up perfectly with the TBL. They're community-based driven. We are the same. We want, and Coach Mag said it to me, and I believe it was probably a month ago, and I still remember this. We want to become an asset to our community. We don't want to be asked once in a while to do events. We want to be the one they ask. So we're always extending out branches and making relationships with companies locally that need a little extra help. We invest in our community. We practice at the Boys and Girls Club. We play at a downtown Syracuse high school. We do a lot of work just helping raise funds, reading to kids, going to schools, donating supplies. We're all about that. We believe in supporting those who are going to come back and support us. We want kids at our games. We want to show them that, hey, there's a future here in Syracuse. The NBA may not be reachable. If it is, you're blessed, and we want you to go. But this may be an option for you. Just investing in our community has brought us some great support.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. I had Rob Blackwell on the other day, and he was talking about how there's just so many great players out there, and the NBA is really tough to get into. Like college basketball is going to change, high school basketball is going to change, but one thing that's never going to change is how good you have to be to play in the NBA. And so, guys that play in TBL are super good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are, but it's just what it is. And so, I think you guys are going to do a great job of providing opportunities for guys to come in. Let's talk a little bit about a little basketball talk here. What's the talent level like in Syracuse? Indiana, it's crazy.
Yeah.
In Syracuse, I hear Syracuse basketball is off the chain.
We've got a surplus of talent at all levels, Division 1 through 3. We've got right now a kid at Cincinnati, a kid at Marquette. Nate Knight just played at William and Mary. He's actually with the Raptors now, getting ready for things to start back up. But our D3 talent is crazy. Every team, every local team has a kid playing D3 basketball. It's gotten overwhelming sometimes because you in the past, like, you knew which games to go watch because you knew what you were going to see. But you can't make it to enough games because there's just so many players that are so talented. And it's awesome because our guys are really supportive of them. We go watch sectional basketball, championship basketball all the time, and they return the favor and come watch us. And it's just awesome. We're blessed in our area.
Who are some of the players that are on your guys' team right now? They're going to return for next season.
Well, right now our team's our team. Our plan is to host 6 combines, and if we find talent that surpasses what we have, then we're going to do our best to get those guys. But right now we have John Ivey. He played in the TBL, I think, when it was the NAPB, and then he was with the Rochester Razor Sharks. He plays for us. He averaged 25 and a half this year. We have Jimmy Gray from Binghamton University. He's a guard. He was our team MVP. He's going off for triple-double almost 50% of the time. For being 6 foot, he can rebound like a big fella. Our starting point guard is Brandon Carruthers. He is probably 5'8", but he's a dog. He's an animal. He will take on the other team's best player at any time, no matter of size. Got Dajuan Coleman, who played at Cuse. He was a McDonald's All-American at one time in his career for high school. He's the #1 player in the country. Just had some injury issues in college, and now he's really taking care of his body and getting to where he needs to be.
Now the Coleman guy, would he just get out? He got out of college 5 years ago? Is that right?
I'd say 4 or 5 years. Yeah, okay. I'd say so. He's older than me, and he graduated after me. So I don't know how that works with high schools, but hey, they got it done. So I don't know his exact age, to be honest.
Well, man, we can't talk about that on the show. I've known a few guys that have played in high school that may have been 22, 23, and I'm like,
they make it work.
Hey, man, you chop up your birth certificate here and there, change a few numbers, you'll be all right.
Sure.
You'll be good to go.
For sure.
No, that's good though. Let's talk about your combines a little bit. I had this later on in the show, but we can hop into it right now. So if I'm a player, I want to play for the Syracuse Stallions. How do I'm registering on your website? Am I going to your combines? Am I going to TBL combines? What's that looking like?
So we haven't rolled anything out yet. We have dates set and locations that we would like to roll out. What we're doing right now is we're in negotiations with a bunch of venues, and it's kind of up in the air with this whole virus, spreading around. A lot of schools are saying, hey, we don't plan that far out ahead because of what's going on. We don't know what it'll look like. But what we will do is we'll promote them. We'll have a link for you to sign up on our website, as well as all social media platforms. We're going to cap each tryout or combine at 50. We're going to have 2 in Syracuse, 1 in Scranton, Pennsylvania, 1 in Poughkeepsie, 1 in Rochester, 1 in Buffalo. And we'll go from there. We'll be attending also some combines on the East Coast that are hosted by the TBL. We'll be hitting up Chicago, Cleveland. We'll go to the Indy one and go from there.
Yeah, no, I think those are good, man. I went to the big combine last year in Indianapolis, and it was like 250 players. It was crazy. There's crazy talent there too, like guys that are playing in Oklahoma, Baylor, everywhere across the country. Like it was incredible. So, I'm thinking you guys are going to find some talent just around the country, and the guys come from all around the world. I did want to, what do you think are a couple of the keys from the transition from the ABA to TBL, for you guys to be successful, not business wise, but on the court wise?
I would definitely say we got away with a lot of things in the ABA in regard to size. We went from Dajuan, who was 6'10", and then our next forward was probably 6'4", 6'5". We need that gap in between. And that player in between those heights needs to bring a lot of toughness for us. One of our weaknesses, I would say, throughout the 2 years were we gave up a lot of offensive rebounds simply because of that size. We relied a lot on our scoring ability because we could do that. It's the style of play that our coach put in play. It's the rules that the ABA had. So we fit really nicely with that. But we just need to find that stretch four, that guy that can back day one.
Yeah, I think in TBL, just from the games that I've seen, it's if you can have really good guard play, guys that can stretch the floor, 7-footers are great, but this isn't the NBA, so if you have guards that can really score and really shoot, I think you're going to be fine. And that sounds like something you guys have. Yeah. Are you looking for a four that's trying to stretch the floor? Are you looking for an athletic guy? What are you looking for there?
I need a guy that can mix it up. A guy that can mix it up, stretch the floor, hit the glass. I mean, we really need that. We need a defensive rebounding presence. If the ball's coming off the rim, we're going to grab that and go the other way with it.
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 6'6".
Well, there you go.
I'm retired.
You found your guy.
My knees are made of potato chips. Okay, we're not getting up and down the floor anymore.
Hey, all you gotta do is go in there and shoot some threes. You'll be all right, man.
All
You'll
right.
be good. You'll be good to go.
I'll play one end.
What? That's all I did in my career. It only lasted a year in junior college. So yeah, we're good.
All right. We're good with that.
That's good. It's not a recipe for success, but anyways, man, I did want to talk a little bit about your teaching career. So you taught a little bit right after college. How do those type of skills kind of translate into this business?
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky to get a job right out of college. I got in with an organization that does some nonprofit work that's contracted by school districts, and I dealt with people of different demographics. I was first hired in a North Syracuse school district, which is a suburb that's in a transition where people are moving into the city or town and kind of shaking things up a bit. But it's good to add a little diversity. I'm a firm believer in that. And then I went to Syracuse City School District, which is one of the it's actually the largest school district in the area, and that deals with a lot of poverty, deals with a lot of challenges with funding. It's and then I moved on to Liverpool Elementary. It was actually the town I live in. But it taught me, each person has different needs. There's unique needs. You have to be well versed in customer service. Kind of, if you look at a parent or a student as a customer, you have to make sure that you're doing your part on your end and remaining consistent with the product you put out, whether it is teaching or whether it is on the basketball side of things, sports side of things. You have to make sure that your product is good at all times and consistent. And every situation is unique. I've learned a lot.
No, I think that's great, man. And people that can transition from teach, because there's a lot of guys that do transition from teaching and wait, did you coach as well or no?
I was coaching in high school. I coached at actually the school we play at now, and then I went on to coach 3 years at Casanova College, which is a small division.
Okay. Yeah, no, a lot of guys do transition from that high school to that college and pro rank. Stan Burke actually he's the Pacers assistant coach. He was coaching high school basketball for 8 years, and then he switched from high school right to the Portland Trail Blazers. So wow. Yeah, it's crazy, and I think there's a lot of high school coaches out there that probably know a lot more than a lot of college coaches, but a lot of college coaches just know more people. And I think that's a big part about the business.
Yeah, I agree.
But let's kind of skip ahead here, man. This is the best part of the whole entire show, the speed round.
Okay, let's do it.
Have you seen the speed round at all?
Once.
Who'd you see?
Jamestown guy? Did you do it with Jamestown?
Yeah, with Anthony.
Yes.
I think I did. He didn't do too bad. He didn't do too bad. Evelyn did horrible. You could do better than Evelyn. No, she didn't do bad at all. You ready?
Yeah.
So you have 1 minute to answer as many questions as possible.
Done.
And if I run out of questions, you win.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Best restaurant in Syracuse.
Craftsman Inn and Grill.
Favorite movie.
Step Brothers.
If an actor would play you in a movie, who would it be?
Denzel Washington.
Oh man. The favorite show.
Ozark.
Favorite food.
Pizza.
Favorite Syracuse Orange player.
Devo.
Favorite college basketball coach.
Boeheim.
Favorite NBA basketball coach.
Popovich.
Favorite place to vacation.
Cancun.
Favorite genre of music.
Hip hop.
What favorite song?
Skip.
Favorite artist. Favorite musical artist.
Ooh. I'm like a throwback guy. I'm Biggie. Yeah.
And then best part about Syracuse. You got 3. You got 2.
The city. Diversity.
That was not bad, man. You got 10 or 11.
You started me with a few.
You got 11. I know. I think the Denzel Washington one really threw me off. I almost stopped.
Yeah.
I'm like
any movie that he's in, I watch. Like as old as it could be. I was kind of put onto him actually my first year teaching.
Really?
Yeah, I was put onto him.
What have you seen his son act at all? Any of his son's movies? They're really good. He's good too. Yeah.
Okay.
What have you seen the Equalizer? Equalizer
Yes.
1 and 2? Cool. It's a bad dude, man. That's a really bad dude.
For sure.
Well, Mike, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show. I'm looking for. Oh, wait, before I forget.
Okay.
So me and Mike have a friendly wager going on. We're gonna play golf the next time we see each other, whether it be in Syracuse or Indianapolis. Hopefully in Indianapolis. This is my home course. I have my advantage, but maybe we'll live stream it. Who knows?
Okay. The sportscaster going.
Yeah, right. Well, Mike, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. Thanks to all the listeners that came out today, tuned in, because the 7 Energy Combine Series, is going to start to get going again. You can register at thebasketballleague.net. Looking forward to seeing everyone out there. Thanks again, and Mike, really appreciate you.